Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to talk with you really quickly about overcoming laziness and procrastination. And the reason why I want to talk about overcoming laziness and procrastination is because I have suffered from that in the past, and to be honest, even today I'm a work in progress where that is concerned. And so, but one thing I do know is that in order for us to be successful, in order for us to achieve our goals, in order for us to get to purpose and fulfill destiny, we definitely have to overcome laziness and procrastination because it is a form of delay. Laziness and procrastination delays us at every point. If we give into it, it delays our progress. And all of us are interested in progress. All of us are interested in moving forward. And so I thought it important to share on how to overcome laziness and procrastination. So I have some things written down that I wanted to read to you. If you've never thought about it, you've never looked it up in a dictionary, I wanted to give you like a simple definition of laziness, and that is laziness is neglect at its core, basically. So, or not giving attention to the things we need to in the right time and with the right attitude. It's also avoidance of actions, duties, or responsibilities. I think that is really good. I'm going to read it again. So, laziness is neglect at its core. It's not giving attention to the things we need to in the right time and with the right attitude. And it's also avoidance of actions, duties, or responsibilities. So when we're able to define and we're able to really take a look at what is laziness, we can see all our actions and the things that we are doing or not doing within this definition, and without really looking at what really is laziness, what really is procrastination, then we won't be able to to change, to make a different move, or to make move in the right direction to get out of laziness and procrastination. So without further ado, let me just give you some pointers to overcome laziness and procrastination. I think I want to change my number one. I made that number two because I want to give you a number one right now. Number one is admit it. Admit that you have an issue with laziness and procrastination. Don't say, I was telling myself recently, I was having a conversation recently with someone, and I said, I have this thing in me where I don't want to make a move unless I'm sure, or I don't want to make a move unless I know that it is God, right? And because that's important to me. It's important to me that any moves I'm making is by the direction of God. And I don't want to make a move unless it's God. But also, I told him, I said, but that can also become an issue, or can become an excuse. So now when everything becomes, I don't want to make a move on it, every idea becomes, I don't want to make a move on it, then, there's a problem there that I need to take care of. I need to get over it. And the person said to me, which I thought was great advice. The person said to me, choose one thing and work it. And direction or redirection will come in the process, in the process of you doing it, in the process of you going, in the process of you executing. Direction or redirection will come. So we can't sit down and procrastinate or be lazy and use other excuses to cover up that laziness and that procrastination. Now, there is a point to waiting and always wanting to know that you're doing the right thing at the right time. And there's a process, at least for me, it's important that I know that I'm not doing a thing, but I'm doing a God thing, or I'm doing what God has told me to do. So that's the first thing I want us to do, is to admit it. The second thing I want us to do is to engage ourselves. Engage yourself. That means intentionally engaging yourself every day. living intentionally, deliberately forming habits of or rituals or habits that is towards your destiny, towards your goal, towards your purpose, towards your passion, towards the thing that you want to do. So if we become engaged, if we engage ourselves intentionally, and I say intentionally because it's going to take that intentionality. It's going to take, you struggling against that feeling or that desire to neglect or to ignore, or to put off. So you have to become very intentional with that. You have to make it a process, a habit, and they say like anything that you do for like 30 days, 31 days becomes a habit. So that's a way to break it. Another way to overcome or to break laziness or procrastination is to develop the habit of consistency. So the best part of our journey is in the moments where we develop those consistency. So it's showing up on time no matter what. So consistency is when we have those repeat behaviors that becomes a part of us. I was telling someone that they were talking about their speaking and all of that, and how they're still nervous and they don't think they're a good host. And I said to them, I said, it's not that you're not a good host or you're still nervous, is that you're not consistent enough as yet. You haven't been doing as much as you should be doing over the years to become consistent, where it's like second nature. So it's in that consistency that we learn things, that we grow, that we develop little ways that works. It's in those consistencies that we also find out what doesn't work. I told myself that one of the things that I will always do is I will always play back anything that I do. If I give a speech, if I teach, if I give a message or a sermon, I always go back and listen to it. I never used to do that because I did not like listening to myself. But I find that the only way for me to grow is to go back and listen to myself. So when I go back and listen to myself, I acknowledge the things that are good about what I've said. And I'm like, oh my God, that's powerful, Nadine. So, and I acknowledge the growth areas. I acknowledge the good areas. But then also I get to also look at and acknowledge and see the work in progress areas, the areas that I need to work on, the things that I need to change, so, and that helps. So that's what consistency does. Consistency helps you to develop and to grow those good areas, but it also helps you to work on and fine tune those areas that need work. So that's consistency. Number three actually is be proactive with people. Be proactive with your life, be proactive with your assignment. And I want to correct something here. This is actually number 4, because number 1 was admit it. Number 2 was engage yourself intentionally. Number 3 is develop, habits of consistency. So number 4 is be proactive with your life, with people, with your destiny. Don't wait for things to happen, plan ahead, think ahead, learn to see what's next and make it happen. Be proactive. Honestly, when you are proactive, you're not going to be lazy. You're not going to be, you're not going to be lazy. You overcome laziness with and procrastination with proactivity. So when you're, I don't even know if that's the word, when you're proactive, then you're able to actually be in the moment, and you're able to foresight is important, and foresight grows. So the thing we need to learn is that the more we do is the better we become. You cannot become what you're not doing. You cannot grow and become what you're not doing. It doesn't matter how much you desire something. If you're not doing it and you're not growing in it, you cannot become that thing. So that's what being proactive does. It proactive says, hey, I want to be proactive with my destiny. I want to be proactive with my purpose. I want to be proactive with my vision. So I plan ahead. I not only plan for this moment, but I plan ahead. I'm not only looking at this part of the puzzle or this part of the vision, but I'm looking at the big picture. and I'm planning ahead. I'm always thinking of what is next. What is the next plan? What is the next goal? What is the next, part of the puzzle that I need to be focused on? So that is something that will help you to get over laziness and procrastination. And then, just knowing that you through being proactive, you learn to value certain things. You learn to value your time. You learn to value your time. You learn to value people's time. Time is important. Like, time is everything. If you don't have time, you have nothing. And to be honest, we don't have a lot of time. We don't have a lot of time. Things are like accelerating, and so you have to value the time that you have. And when you value the time that you have, then you step out of that place of laziness. Because listen, if you know that you wake up in the morning and you only have a certain amount of daylight that you need to get what you need to get done, you won't lay up in the bed a minute past the time that you need to lay in that bed. So you know that, hey, as as I'm open, my focus is, as my eyes open, my focus is, I need to get my mind right. I need to get in my devotion, my meditation. I need to listen to something that is motivating to me, and then I need to start my day. And I need to plan for how I'm ending my day. I need to plan for everything that I need to carry out throughout the day. And if we do that, it will definitely help us with overcoming laziness and procrastination. So that is what I want to share with you today. Let me remind you, first of all, that, listen, let's talk about it. Laziness is neglect at its core. It's not giving attention to the things we need to in the right time and with the right attitude. It's also avoidance of actions, duties, or responsibilities. And then how we can overcome laziness and procrastination is admit it, engage ourselves intentionally every day, develop the habit of consistency, be proactive, and we must learn to value time. When we value time, we create systems and protocols that will help us be better and be successful. I will talk with you at another time about systems and protocols and how we develop those in order to help us overcome laziness and procrastination. Thank you so much. If you like this content, please go ahead and share it. If you're not following, go ahead. If you haven't liked, if you're not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and like and subscribe and be sure to click those notification bells so that whenever I post new content, you are notified. Thank you so much for listening to me, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.